All right, let's dive deep into this one. We've got a whole stack of excerpts from Dr. Joseph Murphy's book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Looks like someone is ready to unlock some serious potential.
Definitely. You know, Dr. Murphy starts off tackling this big question.
Mm-hmm.
Why do some people,
Hmm.
they just seem to effortlessly achieve happiness and success,
Hmm.
while others just struggle? And he suggests that the answer lies in understanding the relationship between our conscious and subconscious minds.
Oh, I like that. And he doesn't just talk about it. He shares how he actually used his subconscious mind to
Yeah.
heal from a sarcoma,
Mhm.
which is a malignant tumor.
Right.
So that's a pretty powerful testament
Yeah, pretty
to
convincing.
the potential we're talking about.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
to illustrate this power, he uses a bunch of captivating stories. For example, there's this one about a man. He kept saying that he'd give his right arm to see his daughter cured.
Oh, wow.
Sadly, he ended up losing his arm in an accident.
Oh,
But miraculously, his daughter was healed at that very same moment.
that's an incredible story, but also a little unsettling. It really shows how literally the subconscious takes everything.
It does. It really does.
Right.
It doesn't argue. It just acts on what it's told.
Yeah.
This is why it's so crucial
Yeah.
to choose your words really carefully. What you focus on, what you repeat to yourself, it can manifest in your life.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's why Dr. Murphy emphasizes
Okay.
understanding how our conscious and subconscious minds work together.
So how does this dynamic duo actually function? What's the difference between the conscious and subconscious?
Well, think of it like a ship. Your conscious mind is the captain, making the decisions, setting the course. And the subconscious mind is the engine room, the powerful engine propelling the ship forward.
Based on the captain's directions.
Based on the captain's directions, exactly.
Okay. So the conscious mind is in charge, it's making the plans, and the subconscious mind is the driving force putting those plans into action.
Precisely. And just like a ship needs clear instructions from the captain to reach its destination, your subconscious needs clear instructions from your conscious mind to manifest the life you desire.
So what are these instructions? Are we talking about like self-help affirmations here?
Well, it's certainly part of it, but Dr. Murphy actually makes a distinction between two types of suggestion.
Boy.
Autosuggestion, which are the suggestions we give ourselves, and heterosuggestion, which are the suggestions that come from others.
So even things that people say to us can influence our subconscious mind.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
He gives an example of a passenger who got seasick simply because someone suggested that they would. It shows how powerful heterosuggestion can be, triggering fears and beliefs, sometimes without us even realizing it.
Wow.
Think about how many times you've heard phrases like, "You'll never be good at that," or "You're not smart enough," especially when repeated during childhood.
Yeah.
Those suggestions, they can plant seeds of doubt in our subconscious, leading to self-sabotaging behaviors.
That's a good point. It's like we're constantly absorbing these suggestions from our environment, and they can become these deep-rooted beliefs that shape our experiences. So if negative suggestions can have such a strong impact, then positive suggestions should be able to counteract them, right?
Precisely. That's where the power of autosuggestion comes into play. Dr. Murphy talks about the opera singer Caruso.
Oh, yeah.
He overcame crippling stage fright
Really?
by changing his internal dialogue. He recognized what he called the little me of fear that was trying to sabotage the big me within.
that.
By consciously shifting his self-talk to focus on confidence and empowerment, he essentially reprogrammed his subconscious to embrace those qualities.
That's really inspiring. It shows how we can take control of our thoughts and use them to overcome our fears and limitations. So it's not just about understanding the subconscious mind, it's about actively shaping it.
Exactly. And Dr. Murphy offers a number of practical techniques to do just that. One of the most powerful is visualization, vividly imagining your desired outcome as if it's already happening.
So like creating a mental movie of yourself achieving a goal.
Exactly. It's not just about seeing it, but feeling it, engaging all your senses to make the visualization as real as possible.
Wow.
This helps to impress the idea upon your subconscious mind, making it more likely to manifest in your reality.
That makes a lot of sense. So what other techniques does he suggest?
Well, another powerful tool is using affirmations, repeating positive statements, even if you don't fully believe them at first. The idea is that consistent repetition can eventually convince your subconscious mind.
Interesting.
For example, if you want to land your dream job, you could affirm, "I am capable and qualified for this position," or "I am attracting my ideal career."
Okay, so I'm visualizing my dream job, and I'm affirming that it's already mine. This is starting to feel really empowering.
It is. And Dr. Murphy introduces a technique he calls Thank You, Father, which involves cultivating an attitude of gratitude for what you desire, as if you've already received it.
So instead of wishing for something, I'm thanking the universe for it in advance.
Yes, it's a powerful way to align your conscious and subconscious minds. And finally, there's the decree method, speaking your desired outcome with conviction, as if it's already established.
I like that. It's about stepping into the reality you want to create. So far, we've covered the power of the subconscious, the role of suggestion, and some techniques for shaping our reality. But Dr. Murphy also emphasizes the importance of forgiveness for unlocking inner peace and healing. How does that fit in?
That's a really important piece of the puzzle.
Hmm.
We'll dive into that next. So Dr. Murphy, he suggests that forgiveness, it isn't just about spiritual well-being. It's actually crucial for our mental and physical health too.
Oh, interesting.
He argues that holding on to guilt, resentment,
Mm.
or self-condemnation, it can create these blockages that prevent healing energy from flowing freely within us.
So it's like those negative emotions. They create an energetic traffic jam in our system.
Exactly. And to illustrate this point, he shares a story about this businessman who was just riddled with guilt over a past mistake. And this guilt manifested as physical ailments.
Hmm.
That just wouldn't go away.
Hmm.
But once he was able to forgive himself, he experienced profound healing.
That's a powerful example of how self-forgiveness can unlock our innate healing abilities. So it's not just about letting go of anger toward others. It's about releasing ourselves from the burden of self-judgment, too.
Absolutely. And even in extreme cases, forgiveness can pave the way for inner peace. Dr. Murphy tells this story of a man who had committed murder,
Wow.
and he spent years consumed by guilt and remorse. He eventually found peace, not by condoning his actions, but by understanding that he was no longer the same person who had committed that act. He had transformed and learned to forgive himself for his past self.
That's a profound example of how forgiveness can break the chains of the past, allowing us to move forward and embrace the present moment. But what about when we've been deeply hurt by someone else? How does Dr. Murphy address that?
Well, he offers a really helpful perspective. He suggests that we can forgive others by recognizing that everyone acts from their level of awareness at any given moment, not necessarily from a place of malice.
So it's about understanding that people, they often hurt others unintentionally due to their own limitations or unresolved issues. It doesn't excuse their behavior, but it might help us, loosen the grip of resentment.
Exactly. So while acknowledging that someone's actions were hurtful, we can choose to release the bitterness and resentment that keep us trapped in a cycle of pain.
Right.
Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning the behavior, but it does free us from its power.
This shift in perspective is so powerful. It allows us to reclaim our energy and focus on our own healing journey. It feels like we're taking back our power by choosing to focus on healing rather than holding on to anger.
It is incredibly empowering. And it beautifully segues into another important theme Dr. Murphy explores, cultivating joy and abundance in our lives.
Okay.
He emphasizes that happiness is a choice, an inner state we can actively cultivate using our subconscious mind.
I love that. It means we don't have to wait for external circumstances to change. We can choose to focus on joy and abundance right now, regardless of our current situation.
Precisely. And he gives us some practical tips for doing this, like starting each day with positive affirmations of joy, success, and peace, and making a conscious effort to feel grateful for our blessings, no matter how small they may seem.
Those sound like really positive habits to cultivate. I can see how that shift in focus, it can make a huge difference in our overall well-being. Does he give any examples of people who have successfully used these techniques to transform their experience?
He does. He tells the story of an Irish farmer who chose to make happiness his daily habit. He decided to find joy in every day, regardless of the weather or his circumstances. It's a simple but profound example of the power of mindset in shaping our reality.
That story reminds me of the saying, happiness is an inside job. It's not about waiting for external circumstances to align perfectly. It's about choosing joy in every moment.
Absolutely. And Dr. Murphy also talks about the importance of focusing on what we want, rather than what we fear. He shares a story of a business executive who completely transformed his company by simply changing his thoughts about his employees.
Wow.
Instead of focusing on their perceived flaws, he started seeing the good in them.
Oh.
And this shift in perspective led to a more positive and productive work environment for everyone.
That's a great example of how our thoughts can literally shape our reality. It's like we're constantly emitting an energetic frequency, and what we focus on expands.
Exactly. And this brings us to another fascinating aspect of Dr. Murphy's work, his perspective on age.
Okay.
He challenges the limiting belief that age defines our capabilities and worth, reminding us that we have the potential to achieve great things throughout our entire lives.
I love that. It's like saying our potential has no expiration date.
Exactly. He offers examples of people who accomplish remarkable things later in life. Socrates learning music at 80.
Mm.
Michelangelo creating masterpieces in his 80s. These examples demonstrate that we can continue to grow, learn, and contribute to the world at any age.
So instead of trying to stay young, it's about embracing the wisdom and experience that comes with each stage of life. It feels like Dr. Murphy is giving us permission to redefine what it means to age gracefully and powerfully.
He is. He encourages us to view our age as an asset, not a liability. Each year is an opportunity for growth and new adventures. We have so much more to explore in Dr. Murphy's work, including how we can use our subconscious minds to attract love and fulfilling relationships.
It's amazing to think we can use our subconscious mind to attract love. How does that work?
Well, Dr. Murphy suggests that the same principles we've been talking about, they apply to relationships too.
Okay.
By clearly defining the qualities you want in a partner and impressing those qualities upon your subconscious, you can actually attract a fulfilling and compatible relationship.
So instead of leaving love to chance, we can take a more proactive approach. It's about consciously shaping our romantic destiny.
He recommends vividly imagining yourself with your ideal partner, experiencing that joy and love that you desire, and feeling deep gratitude for that relationship, as if it already exists.
Okay, so I'm creating this mental picture of my perfect partner, and I'm feeling the love and connection as if they're already by my side. What else can I do to amplify this attraction?
Well, Dr. Murphy emphasizes aligning your beliefs with your desires.
Mm,
If you subconsciously believe that you're unworthy of love, or that all the good ones are taken, for example, you might unknowingly attract experiences that mirror those beliefs.
that makes a lot of sense. So we need to clear out any limiting beliefs and replace them with positive affirmations about love and our own worthiness.
Exactly.
Okay.
And he also highlights the importance of releasing past hurts or resentments that might be blocking us from attracting a healthy relationship.
So forgiveness is key here as well. Forgiving ourselves and any past partners who may have hurt us.
Precisely. It's about creating a clean slate energetically and opening ourselves up to receive love.
This is so empowering. It sounds like this approach to finding love. It's about taking responsibility for our own happiness and not waiting for someone else to complete us.
That's a great way to put it. Dr. Murphy emphasizes that true happiness comes from within. When you cultivate a sense of inner peace and fulfillment, you're more likely to attract a partner who reflects and enhances that state of being.
Wow. This deep dive has been incredible. We've covered so much. Understanding the power of the subconscious, techniques for shaping our reality, attracting love, and so much more. What's the key takeaway here for our listeners?
The most important message is that you have this incredible power within your subconscious mind, and you can learn to use it to create the life you desire. It's not about magic or wishful thinking, but understanding these principles of your mind and applying them consciously.
It's about recognizing that we're not just victims of circumstance, but powerful creators of our own experiences.
Exactly. And that brings me to a final thought for you to ponder. Your thoughts are seeds. What will you choose to plant in the fertile garden of your subconscious mind?
What a beautiful image to end on. Now that you know the power you hold within, what will you choose to create? Keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself